and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today we are going to tell you about a very fun and educational special event at the History Museum. My guest is Tiffany Franklin from Jack and Jill and Seamus McGran from the museum. Welcome.
Thank you.
You know, usually temporary exhibits at the museum are beautiful affairs that are artifacts that you come look at. But these are going to be artifacts that you interact with a little bit, right?
That's correct. We're presenting to you the Blacks in Wax Living Museum. The members of the Jack and Jill Hampton chapter will be dressed in period clothing for their historical figure that they have chosen. Each child have the opportunity to pick their own historical figure, and they will present to you their historical figure according to their own imagination. And they'll tell you their facts, where they were born, a little bit about themselves and what they're famous for.
So it's like an artifact come to life.
It is.
But these are not, you know, professional grown-up actors. These kids had to pick who they were going to portray and then do their own research, right?
This is correct. They've researched their individual. They've decided what costuming they wanted to pick out, wear. And so we're just really excited to partner with the Hampton History Museum. On March the 10th, you'll see the children dispersed throughout the museum according to the period of time that the historical figure lived in. So some of the folks you might see will be familiar to the local area, Katherine Johnson, as well as other notable figures, some more controversial than others. So my son has picked W.E.B. Du Bois, and so we're just tremendously excited to share this opportunity with the History Museum.
This is great. So how does it work at the History Museum? And you guys have some special things going on that day and a deal on entrance fees, right?
What we're doing is one of the things that's really exciting, first of all, about having Jack and Jill doing this really incredible program with the children in the galleries is it's really going to get anytime you can get children involved in museums is a wonderful thing. Not only because they then become the visitors to the museum as they get older, but also what excites me personally is these are people who might get excited about working in a museum. And with what they're doing with these historical vignettes in the gallery is really an interesting way of incorporating a bit of drama to really personally engage people with history on a very real and human level, I think is really exciting. So when they came to us with this idea, it was like, perfect for what we do. And in order to get as many folks and able to see it as possible, admission into the galleries that day, it's only going to be $2.
That's a great deal for families. That is wonderful.
And I mean, in addition,
it's not real expensive the rest of the time, we'll say.
It's not. It's usually $4 or $5, or there's discounts.
But still, that's like you could bring a Girl Scout troop.
Exactly.
You could bring a big family. It'd be great. I keep interrupting you.
No, that's okay. Yeah, we're used to it. But no, so it's really cool, and I think it's going to really get kids to see that museums, while it's educational, it also can be fun.
Absolutely.
But one of the other exciting things that Jack and Jill is bringing to us is Nathan Richardson is going to be portraying Frederick Douglass. And this is going to be something that we're enabled to do for free in the Great Hall. And Nathan has portrayed Frederick Douglass at the museum before in fact, we've had to move
I was going to say, didn't he max out the crowd? The fire marshal said no more.
Well, we anticipated that would happen. It was one of our evening presentations that was focusing on him, and we moved it over to St. John's Church. So this is going to be, an abbreviated presentation in the Great Hall, but still, I would encourage people to see that. He's an incredible performer. And it's also exciting because then the children are going to be able to see someone who does this professionally as a reenactor, an actor, and how he does it and how he carries himself. So yeah, it's all around. It's going to be a very unique day. It's going to be something that, again, we look forward to working with Jack and Jill in the future. And I'd like to see, as we do future exhibitions and what have you, to really incorporate this element into what we're doing. I really think it'll be a lot of fun.
It sounds exciting. Now, what ages are these kids that are going to be portraying?
So the kids'
figures?
ages range from about 4 all the way up to 18. We have graduating senior teens that will be going off to college next year, and as young as about 4. So we involve all of the different age groups and let them express themselves the best way they know how. And of course, there's opportunity for the older children to mentor the younger children. So that's really exciting as well. And the children are looking forward to the presentation for Frederick Douglass. So the entire chapter is involved and very excited.
What a great way to get everybody excited. And then the guests get to see, you know, how this historical interpretation can be done across a wide range and feel more involved. I think when kids see kids doing something,
Absolutely.
they relate to it on a completely different level than, you know, if us grown-ups try to tell them something.
Absolutely. They take charge of it themselves. They own it.
Well, Tiffany, we jumped right into the museum event, but tell us a little bit about Jack and Jill and what the organization does in your chapter.
So Jack and Jill is an organization, African-American organization of mothers. The organization was started in 1938 in Philadelphia. There are chapters all over the country, more than 200. There are more than 40,000 family members across the U.S., including Hawaii and Alaska. And again, the organization started in 1938, so this year is our 80th anniversary. Wow. And here in Hampton, the chapter's been around for more than 65 years. And we have about 50 mothers here that live primarily in Hampton, Newport News, and Williamsburg, York County. And our programs are geared towards leadership development, cultural awareness, philanthropic giving, and civic duty. So you'll find our senior teens will go out and help with voter registration drives, and the little kids may just learn about how to paint. So there's a lot of different activities that we get involved in, including STEM, or we like to call it STEAM, because we do like to include the arts, such as this opportunity. It's kind of hits everything. You're dealing with history. You're also dealing with art, because we have to dress in costume and try to become that person. We've done all kinds of programs that include the Gavel Club. The children learn how to present themselves, introduce themselves, speak in public. That was a wonderful activity that my sons were able to participate in over several months. And we're hoping to continue that program where they'll eventually maybe begin to compete in those oratorical competitions that take place in this area. So we've been in the chapter for about 6 years. We've also gone to the forgive me, I'm having a drawing a blank here. The Federal Bank of Reserve in Richmond, and the children were able to learn about their footprint on the financial, the economy. What does it look like when I buy something at this store? How does my dollar travel throughout the whole global economy? So that was a wonderful opportunity for them to learn about money and how money works. And
so it's really a lot of enrichment on top of, you know, the schools today are wonderful, but very focused on the SOL curriculum and, you know, what they have to teach. And sometimes those enrichment activities, those supplemental activities, don't always have time during the school day.
The time and the resources aren't necessarily there. So we try to make sure that our children are exposed to as much as possible. And then we're hoping to inspire them to become artists, to become mathematicians, to become the next leaders that help solve all the challenges that our country faces for the future. They are the future, so we invest heavily in them.
So has the organization changed? I mean, it started when it would have been the days of segregation, the days when African Americans didn't have their cultural experience didn't necessarily have the same opportunities within the system. And the moms probably are like, hey, we're going to fix this.
Sure.
Because that's what we do as moms, right?
That's what we do as moms. We work very hard to make sure our children have every advantage possible and to get involved. I would say that segregation was certainly a different time. However, there have still been challenges with racial equality and racial injustice.
And equal opportunity.
And equal opportunity. So we're equipping our children and all children with the opportunity to learn about themselves, to understand that they can be leaders and they can get involved. They don't just have to sit back and let life happen. They can make their lives happen. And that's really important to us, to make sure that we engage our kids, but all kids. Last year, we worked with the Boys and Girls Club in Yorktown, and we had a book fair for the children. We as a chapter collected a lot of books, and the kids were able to come in and pick out their own book and decide who they wanted to read about. And then we also did a STEM fair where we brought in our local professional scientists and everyone to come and speak to the children, and they could have a little hands-on time with people that work at NASA, with people that work at the shipyard. What does that mean to be an engineer? What types of engineering are there available? There's so many vast arrays of engineering. There's so many different things that you can do just within the field of engineering. So,
and it's not always been a career field that our women have been encouraged, our young women have been encouraged to go into.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we hope that these programs and opportunities will inspire them, all children, especially girls. It is so important for us to get involved in STEM. When I was growing up, it wasn't necessarily encouraged that women would become leaders in in the sciences.
Leadership period, yeah.
So definitely, I think that you were asking about how has the organization changed. I think the organization just grew more than anything. We have, like I said, more than 40,000 family members are involved nationwide. So that just gives you an idea of how invaluable this organization is to us as a community. And then one of the wonderful things that we also do, every year the senior teens attend a regional conference. Our region is Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. And they run their own conference. We have a regional team president, vice president, treasurer, and they make up their own bylaws, their own rules, and how they want the conference to run and what they want to learn. They decide the topics. They decide what speakers we should be seeking to bring in, what entertainment we should bring in, because at night they do get to have a little fun and socialize. But they also sit upon a dais and run a meeting, a business meeting, an official meeting, and learn those invaluable skills that they will carry with them moving forward.
So leadership, contribution to the community, all of those important civic values you're working on.
Absolutely.
And Seamus hopes you're going to do more history,
absolutely,
and cultural education, and share it with
we look
with
forward
the museum.
to that because every year we have we want to meet that demand, that understanding of history. It's so important. If you don't know where you've been, you won't know where you're going. Just this past MLK Day, we don't take the day off, we take the day on.
Day of service?
We do a day of service. For the last several years, we've worked with the food bank, and we do a food drive in our local farm freshes in Williamsburg and in Newport News. And this past year, we collected over 900 pounds of food. So we're really excited about that partnership as well. So it's not just about our kids, it is about the entire community. We want to make a difference and show them how they can make a difference. And it's the most precious thing to see a 5-year-old go say, "Excuse me, will you donate? Will you help us? We're raising food and or money for the food bank." And everyone knows how important the food bank is, and how hunger can impact not just
Not just
you
a
know,
grown-up,
the man
but-
down the street, but someone in their very own classroom.
Yeah,
So-
and it can impact their ability to learn and move ahead in their education. If you're hungry, it's real hard to pay attention to what's going on in the classroom.
Definitely. So we treasure those types of partnerships, and so going back to the Hampton History Museum, we just hope this is the first of many opportunities that we collaborate.
Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing you again. Seamus, give us the date.
Well, it's going to be on the 10th of March. 1 to 4 p.m. is the main part of the program. The first part is going to be the wax museum that the children are going to be presenting in the galleries. Then we have Nathan Richardson's performance, and then Jack and Jill is going to have a reception afterwards. So it's a really nice afternoon for the entire family.
Okay. Well, thank you both very much. I
Thank
look
you
forward
very
to
much.
it.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I hope you will come and look at these kids and the wonderful history and stories that they're able to tell and enjoy a great discount at the Hampton History Museum. Thanks for watching.